right? Mobility management entity. The mobility management entity is responsible like for all the signaling part happening around, right? So all the signaling that has been taking place is been done by is the responsibility of MME, right? It's something also like he's handling all the mobility, all the location updates, or something we call it as tracking updates, all the current location of the users, some functionalities like VLR, right? All things handled by MME, right? Okay, so just I'm briefing all the functions. So MME to E node B, we should always have an interface, right? While drawing the architecture, we should be thinking logically, because interfaces here, like in case of 2G or 3G, we don't focus to remember the interface names, right? Because they seem to be complex or so. In 3G it was quite simple, but if you talked about the interfaces in the core network, we never remind names. Like we have A interface, B, C, D, E, F, G, and so on. So hardly we remember all those interface names, especially in the core network. But now if you see here, there are only 4 network elements in the core network, and the interfaces between them are quite simple to remember, right? So first way, while drawing this architecture, I'll ask a question: is it important to have an interface between this and this? And then just a simple name. Okay. So as we say, MME mobility management entity should have the interface between E node B and MME, because they should always communicate between them, because all the signaling is being handled by the mobility management entity here, right? So the name we have here for interface is S1. It is, if you see in books, you will find it like this: S1 MME link, right? Or you can simply write it as well for just your own understanding. S1 control, right? All the control part is done with, no, sorry, not the, yeah, S1 control. So all the control part is done by MME. So I'm writing here by the name S1C. Well, let me use a pen not to get confused here. Right? Or S1U. Okay. Sorry, S1C, not U, it's C. Okay. So similarly, we have another interface. Okay. The another one is S gateway. We call it as serving gateway, or the best name I will say it for this is SAE gateway, System Architecture Evolution Gateway, right? It's another name for our S gateway, right? This is the next element that is responsible for controlling the data. He is getting all the data from the GGSN part or the P gateway part, and he is giving all the data to the E node B, right? So like in case of release 7, we see here, for data it start discussing, RNC start its communication with SGSN for control, but for data he start the communication with GGSN directly, right? So we are following the same concept here. For signaling, E node B should ask or should contact MME, but for data, when he has to fetch the data, he should then contact the serving gateway or SAE gateway or System Architecture Evolution Gateway, right? So here, let me make another link. As gateway, right? And the name is quite simple, that is S1 MME, that is S1 U, it is S1C, S1U. Okay, that is serving gateway, right? S1MME and S1U is another name. Let me just write for the hint. Okay. Okay, U stands for user plane. Good question, Jyoti. Like normally we always say about the two things, control by C. U stands for user plane. Control plane, user plane. If we talked about user plane, that is we're talking about the data part. If you talk about the C, we're talking about the signaling.